Hey guys, it's Hassan from the Spiritual Walks. I hope everyone is doing amazing. Today's walk is dedicated to all of you who struggle to fit in. Now, you may be watching this and may feel like this sounds familiar or unfamiliar, but it is most certainly something that's familiar to myself. So, along the journey of my life, I've felt many moments where I don't fit in, prolonged moments, and even today, at this age. I still feel like at times I don't fit into different situations, different discussions, different environments, and that's totally okay. But I'll start off with sharing a story about myself. I actually grew up in the Netherlands up until the age of 10/11. And at that age my parents decided to move to the UK. And obviously two different worlds, two different languages, two different settings. There was quite a transition, as you can imagine. So in the Netherlands, there is a lot more of an emphasis on being polite. So it would be quite strange in certain parts of the Netherlands to walk by someone and not say hi. Complete stranger you've never seen, you say hi. Or hoi, as they say. Or hello. And growing up in such an environment, coming to London, where people try their best to avoid each other on public transport, where they try their best not to maintain any form of eye contact, it's a complete different transition. Now, growing up, I was quite happy with all of the friends I had in the Netherlands. The Everything was in Dutch. The whole world was in Dutch to me. At home, obviously, it was in Arabic. But moving to the UK, it's quite normal for everyone to make fun of everyone else. This is an immediate sort of realization, and obviously not knowing this as a 10, 11 year old, it kind of hit me a bit because all these kids in primary school would just make fun of me, calling me different names and whatever happened at the time, and that would hurt me, sort of thing. And this is sort of, I can say, where it all started in terms of not being able to fit in. I just couldn't relate to some of the jokes they would say. Every time I would maybe perhaps share a joke, it just wasn't funny. I still I'm still a victim to that at times, but the transition was so sudden. Even though I was excited for it, I was sad leaving everything behind in the Netherlands, but I've always been a person who enjoys a change. But for this particular change, I wasn't quite ready. And so the way I was welcomed by the society, or just the entire environment, kind of pushed me to seclude myself a lot more. So I'd spend a lot more time alone in my room, maybe watching movies, watching anime, Dragon Ball Z, and Naruto, and all of these things. And growing up in such a way, I really enjoyed just having my time to myself. Or at the very least, I enjoyed to start just having my time to myself. And it got so, you could say, bad or so extreme, where my parents would complain about me just being in my room the whole time. You live with us, we don't see you. We only see you when you have food. I mean, this isn't a hotel. You've got to come and be part of us, You've got to communicate with us, tell us different things. Now, at school at the time, there were obviously different groups. I'm talking about high school here. Different groups, different pockets of people. And the same thing. I tried to sort of figure out where I fit in. And it was quite difficult to find the sort of comfort zone within hanging out with these different groups. So there would be all these popular people who would like smoke and drink and party and stuff like that, and I tried to fit in there, and I wasn't really welcomed and I didn't really feel right. And then there's also the sort of, let's say, the people who are more focused into their studies, stuff like that, which I enjoyed to some extent, because the people who were more focused on a particular goal, like studying, they were naturally less judgmental as well. And along the journey, not being able to fit in, this allowed me and taught me to be more observant. Naturally, I started to just observe things from a distance more. You know, what is it that makes this particular person really popular? Why is this person so desirable? Why does everyone want to hang out with this particular person? And in other situations, I would ask myself, you know, what is it about me that people don't feel welcomed about? Or what is it about me that people don't really like? And I'm talking about the ages of 13, 14. And it was quite an interesting time. And I'm very grateful for the sort of turbulence in that time, for the hiccups, for the unfortunate events, for the times where I felt down and unhappy, felt lonely, felt, you know, depressed maybe, whatever the feeling. I'm really grateful for that because it taught me a tremendous amount of lessons. And so, as I sort of began to observe more, I started to see myself more. And the way that happens is because the more you observe in a non-judgmental way. Well, in the beginning, as you observe, you'll go along with the judgments. You'll say, yeah, this is red, this is blue, I like this, I don't like that. And as you continue to do that, the mind becomes more quiet the more you observe. And you realize as the mind is quiet, there's a sort of wider field of observation. So you learn a lot more within the moment. And so, doing that, I cherished being still. And with stillness, the more still I became, the more I was able to observe myself. And in the end of it, I kind of realized that everyone is just wearing a mask. Everyone is wearing a different mask. And you have the option to put on whatever mask you want. You want to project yourself as someone who is extremely masculine and macho, you know, you can. You want to project yourself as someone extremely feminine, you also can. You can do whatever you want in terms of how you want to project yourself, how you want to see yourself. And that is something that is extremely beautiful. Now, people struggle to understand that at the end of the day, they are wearing a mask themselves. I am wearing a mask. I am this Hassan guy who made this YouTube channel called The Spiritual Walks, and I'm deciding to be this spiritual guy who's sharing spiritual insights and you know, making these videos, right? And you have this particular mask as well. And in discovering that, we begin to see why perhaps we struggle to fit in, okay? Because the notion of not being able to fit in is actually only seen through the lens of that particular mask. For if we realized that that mask can be taken off for just a moment, we will realize that there's no such thing as not being able to fit in. Okay? We are just a movement within the infinite number of movements in existence. Our minds are no different to the clouds that are moving in the sky. Our fingers are no different to the tree branches moving against the wind. It is all part of the one same thing or no thing. And this is an experiential matter. It's not where I give you the 5 steps to feel like you are the most popular person in the world, or the 3 steps to become the richest person of the world. No, this is really something where we've got to be sincere and seek the truth within ourselves. And we can only get to the truth if we are honest with ourselves. And as we are honest, we allow observation to take place freely. And as we allow observation, we allow stillness to take place freely. And when stillness is there, we are able to observe ourselves even more. And as we begin to see ourselves more, we begin to learn and realize how thin the identity is, how tangible it really is. We can form it, shape it, it's so malleable. We can be whoever it is that we want to be. And so if you understand this, it's only a matter of choice to be confident. It's only a matter of choice to be happy. It's only a matter of choice to be who you want to be. So today, I choose to be happy. I choose to be at peace. I choose to be confident. Only because I choose to be. Not because I am part of a particular group. Not because I am part of a particular religion. Not because I'm part of a particular... None of that, no. Simply because I choose to be. That's it. There is no need to justify why we feel happy, we feel this, or why we need to fit in, or why we don't fit in. I really hope that there is some insight that you have gained from this. If this is something that relates to you, wherever you are in your stage in life, observe yourself more. Most likely, if you feel like you don't fit in, you've already created the platform to spend time on your own more. And use that time wisely. It's a gift to be able to spend time alone comfortably, believe me. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this, and I will see you next week.